Hello, I'm Jemima Sukbat with the news. In this edition, Government to Repeal Act, Housing Minister bans eviction, and former Forest Minister returns. The Marape Basel government has given notice to table amendments to the Criminal Code Act 1984 to repeal the death penalty. Minister for Justice Brian Kramer said the cabinet has made the decision to repeal the death penalty and replace it with life imprisonment without parole. The Marape-led government will repeal the death penalty and replace it with life imprisonment without parole. Minister for Justice Brian Kramer presented the amendment bill in Parliament this week. The history of the death penalty in Papua New Guinea has been problematic. It was first introduced in the territory of Papua in 1907, and the last execution was carried out in 1954. It was later abolished in 1974 prior to independence. Despite being reintroduced in 1991, the death penalty has never been properly implemented.
Studies globally have shown that death penalty as part of our penalties in laws in all jurisdictions, globally speaking, has never been deterrent to serious crimes. In the last 7 or so years, we've tried to have a review on what is the possible mode of execution. And there's been trips made to the United States and others who have laws that allowed for execution or death penalty. But we haven't really zeroed down in on what is the mode of execution.
Minister Kramer said no government was able to finalize the necessary arrangements such as the method of execution, procurement of facilities to perform executions, and training of staff to perform executions. He stated that NEC approved guidelines for the implementation of the death penalty. However, no further action was taken to give effect to the death penalty.
So the central issue is PNG ready? Are we ready to carry out the death penalty? Are we confident that we will get it right? And for some of those of us in Parliament, the view is no.
With the government's decision to amend the National Constitution preamble to declare Papua New Guinea a Christian country, Minister Kramer said it was important that national policies reflect Christian values. Key government stakeholders, the Catholic Professional Society and the European Union have welcomed the decision by the government to repeal the law on death penalty. The Catholic Professional Society President Paul Eriknan said the Catholic Church of Papua New Guinea has always opposed and still stands opposed to death penalty. The decision to abolish the death penalty has been welcomed by key stakeholders of the government. The Catholic Professional Society and the European Union said the death penalty is ungodly, inhumane, and morally wrong. Catholic Professional Society President Paul Eriknan said there are other available means to punish criminals. He reiterated the teachings of Jesus in the Bible, where love, compassion, and forgiveness is shown to enemies, adding that our laws must reflect our Christian values. The European Union has also come out saying that the abolishment of the death penalty is a great victory for human rights and democracy. For many years, the European Union and its member states have constantly reaffirmed their strong opposition to the use of capital punishment in all circumstances. The EU says for 70 years after the adoption of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights worldwide, the abolishment of the death penalty is becoming a reality. Housing Minister Justin Kachenko has stopped the eviction of tenants living in properties that belong to NHC. He made these remarks during the presentation of acquittals for Moresby South last week.
Housing Minister Justin Pechenko says there won't be any evictions done or carried out on tenants living in the National Housing Corporation properties. He said Managing Director of Housing Henry Mokono made it clear that those living in the NHC properties are living there free of charge.
Now, we're not a charity organisation. NHC is providing a service of affordable housing to put roofs over the heads of Papua New Guineans.
He said there are well-paid public servants and others living in NHC properties, and the rates they are paying is very minimal, and yet they refuse to pay.
While other Papua New Guineans that want to pay and want a roof over their head are living in settlements or living under a canvas.
He said it's a two-way thing and that NHC is happy to assist those who want to help themselves. At the end of the day, all must work together for the benefit of the government and the citizens. Godwin Eki, TVWAN News.
Housing Minister Justin Pechenko says audits on all NHC properties started when he became the minister, where auditing first started in Port Moresby.
Pechenko says his call as Minister for Housing work on auditing started in Port Moresby and was working closely with the Lands Department in ensuring that all titles are preserved, copied and taken care of so NHC knows what's going on. He said over the last 40 years, NHC has just been doomsday disaster when it was one of the corrupt departments in all of the PNG government.
So all I've been doing in the last 2 years is cleaning up the mess of previous governments and previous ministers and previous MDs and management.
He said for his department now it is to get on with the job, but keeps on facing difficulties with many hurdles in place from the previous governments, but hopes all will be fixed if given enough time to transparently deal with the many issues NHC is facing.
It is still not right yet. I'm still not happy at all with the NHC. We've still got a lot of work to do.
He said work on Lae Morbe province will start as well, where audits on NHC properties will be carried out by the managing director and his team because of the issues that were faced in Lae before, where properties were being sold to Chinese business operators and foreign entities. Pechenko said there were syndicates happening before of certain ethnic groups having a syndicate instilling and removing people from NHC properties that was within NHC, where that has been all cleared out, where jobs were re-advertised to get qualified Papua New Guineans in. Godwin Eki, TV1 News.
You're watching TV1 News. We'll be back with more after the break.
With BSP Internet Banking, you can enjoy your banking at home, at work, or wherever you are. BSP Personal Internet Banking allows you to view your accounts and transactions, transfer money, bill pay, schedule future payments, or access your bank statements. Visit your nearest BSP branch to register now. BSP Internet Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
African swine fever or CKSF and sick no good bilong pig. This pala sick woklong kilimol pig. Gavmani maki molgata pelas Long Highlands or some halfway got CKSF. Nokin karim pig come other side Long Highlands region. Inokot marasin belong CKSF. To sol you can stop him CKSF. Suppose you may be him good pela way belong lookout him pig. Makim 1 man merita sol long lookout him house pig. Banis him pig na put him all stop inside long house. Clean him house pig na was him plate belong pig all get the time. Put him all new pela pig long way long house pig, na put him was long all long 2 pela week. You can put him all go inside long house pig, suppose all no sick. Suppose sick pig in die, plan him all hurry up inside long ground, na long way long happy gat wara. Give him good pela kai igo long all pig. No can give him kai way gat pig meat or bone inside igo long all pig. Put him long all pig, na ring him nakia long 1801332, or talk save long all didi man or government workman long place belong you, suppose pig is sick or in die, or long kiss him sampela mo talk save long CKSF.
Toksave from the National Agriculture Quarantine and Inspection Authority.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
Open net.
Whatever you need for your building and home improvements, we got you covered. Hardware House. We supply high-quality professional tools, plumbing and electrical supplies, homeware and outdoor products, paints, building materials and much more, all at affordable prices. And with our experienced staff, we will provide you with the right advice and help you need. So for all your building and home improvement needs, Bayu Kisimware, Hardware House. Quality at affordable prices.
Back to school 2022 come up easy turu wantem roots rice. 600 per line ikan gat sans lo win him 500 kina lo hap pony mark lo 300,000 kina. Lo gat sans lo win, you must buy him 10 kg roots rice product. Write him contact details below antap lo empty bag. Na drop entry inside the entry box lo store. Vieni mipla online or sek him store lo kisi motok save. Win him school fee money wantem roots rice. Good pela rice, good pela price.
Welcome back. A virtual contract signing took place yesterday at the APEC House between the Papua New Guinea and Australian government for a $435 million port infrastructure improvement program. The funding of 580 million Australian dollars is to help Papua New Guinea ports realize the objectives set out in its 30-year master plan to improve its infrastructure to be compatible with modern industry and safety standards. The contract signing was officiated by Prime Minister James Marape and his Australian counterpart Scott Morrison.
In June 2021, PNG state-owned enterprise launched a 30-year ports infrastructure master plan, which is the first of its kind undertaken by the department. The chief host of the event was Minister for SOE, William Duma, who thanked the Australian government and its people for making this master plan a reality.
Our government, together with PNG Ports Corporation, due to our limited resources and capabilities, were unable to, over the years, undertake meaningful and constructive rehabilitation and, of course, rebuilding of those vital infrastructure we've had over the years.
He added that all these facilities were in fact built by the Australians in the 60s and the 70s. PM Marape also expressed similar sentiments towards the Australians, adding that this would be the second time for such a generous gesture. The first was when these infrastructures were established many years ago.
We are very grateful and thankful for Australia to step in to assist this important part of our economy that is the export and import point for most, if not all, of the major revenue transactions in our country. So I just want to say thank you very much for this intervention.
Australian PM Scott Morrison, who signed the contract virtually from Australia, complimented Prime Minister Marape and PNG government, saying it's a family matter.
When we make these commitments to Papua New Guinea, we make them understanding those who we're dealing with and their ability to follow through and to deal with us in this trustworthy way. And so our agreement today and what we're doing is an expression of great confidence in Papua New Guinea's future. Not just, the larger ports in PNG, but now particularly the port up in Lae, but the many others, as you said, in New Britain and Manus, and New Ireland and West and East Sepik, so many other parts of the country that will benefit economically. And as that economic support is put in place and the economic opportunities are realised, then the prosperity and the well-being of the people of Papua New Guinea will rise.
PM Morrison signed the contract in Australia while PM Marape and other relevant signatories signed at the APEC House in Port Moresby. Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
The Papua New Guinea Forest Authority is all too familiar as they welcome their former minister back into the office to oversee their operations for 2022. The returning Minister for Forestry, Solan Mirisim, thanked the outgoing Minister, Walter Schnowelt, for his administration throughout 2021.
That he will be continuing the work of the outgoing minister to achieve the policy directions for the authority.
Let me thank the outgoing minister, Mr. Snowbelt, Honorable Walter Snowbelt. He has done a lot of work that I left.
Chairman of the National Forest Board, Kit Iduhu, welcomed the returning minister to commence his duties and advised the time was of the essence to revisit and rejuvenate critical tasks for the PNG-FA.
And we will employ every endeavor to ensure the mandate of the PNG Forest Authority under the legislation is discharged in all its full intent and will.
NFA Managing Director John Mosoro urged the management to support the minister in contributing to improve good governance in the country.
He's not new here. He's done a lot of good work before. And he left and he's back with us to continue on his good work.
Minister Mirisim said forestry is a very important economic sector and to make it work for the country. Marivere, TV1 News.
Million Bay Province was hit for 6 with a groundbreaking ceremony of the first of 5 new cricket pitches to be built throughout the province at Maioma village near Alatau. Australian High Commissioner John Philp, in a brave groundbreaking ceremony last week, launched the cricket pitch at the Leo Primary School. PNG Cricket Board member Captain Timothy Narara, on behalf of Cricket PNG, thanked the Australian government in association with the New Zealand government, International Cricket Council and Cricket PNG, who have committed to build and support cricket in the country. And that ends the news segment. Sports is next. Stay tuned.
At BSP, we continue to offer our valued customers smart banking solutions. We're proud to introduce our new range of Visa chip cards, now providing our customers convenient options to shop with touch and go and enhanced security features. For any purchase up to 50 kina, you can simply touch and go. And for other amounts, simply insert your card and enter your PIN. Enjoy the convenience and safety of a BSP chip card, available at your local BSP branch. BSP, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo in milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. I'm PNG made. Dear son, you ask me how I live such a good life. Yes, I've had some good luck, like the day I met your mother. But it wasn't always that way. I've made some good choices too, like working hard and keeping my super with NASFAN. They looked after it for me, which meant I could concentrate on looking after my family. Living each day, knowing that when the time came, I'd be ready for tomorrow. Love, Dad.
When skin tends to lack natural oil, it is termed dry skin. Refresh and rehydrate with the Neutrogena Hydro Boost range. Here's a simple 3-step routine. 1. Hydro Boost Cleanser. It is gentle, won't clog pores, and adds moisture to the skin, unlike soap. Step 2. A moisturizer, such as this one, for replenishment. Step 3. Bright Eyes. This specially formulated eye roll-on infuses moisture around the delicate eye area. And there you go. Be beautiful, be you.
Welcome back. The PIH-PNG Under-19 Garamuts will have their final Group C encounter against Pakistan Under-19. Pakistan, a nation with rich cricketing history and success, have often excelled at Under-19 level, proving why they are one of the strongest test-playing nation. The Garamuts have shown some positive signs and have been improving in every game. The team have so far lost their last 2 Group C encounters against Zimbabwe and Afghanistan, and looking to finish off the tournament with a strong game against Pakistan today. The match starts at 11 p.m. PNG time and live on Digicel TV1 Action. PNG Rugby Union and Governor of NCD Powis Parkop has encouraged local businesses as well as government to start investing in the sport of rugby union as world sport.
Patron for PNG Rugby Union, Powis Parkop, says rugby union has the potential and therefore must be supported or invested in. He said rugby union is an international sport and it is very much a global sport. He said not much of an input or support has been given to rugby union in the past, but things need to be changed. He said it's not about the individuals, but rather about young men and women that play and represent the country because they are the ones that are affected the most.
I can see that this game has great potential, but we are not harnessing it. We are not realizing the potential, and therefore we are not, putting, the investment that need to be put in it so that it can give us a win-win for everyone. And this is the potential for rugby union. It's very simple. Rugby union is a global game.
He said rugby union is not just an international game, but also an Olympic game, and it can't get any better than that, and that's the opportunity that PNG has. He said rugby union has the potential to give back in terms of return on investments, tourism and other sporting events where PNG can be promoted and showcased, and success that rugby union can provide if we are to invest in the code. As patron of rugby union and governor of NCD, he has announced that the Sir Hubert Murray Stadium will be the home of rugby union, where the PNG RU will play its games as well as use it for players to train and run other rugby union activities. The stadium will also play host to the Super Sevens this year, as well as other Regional Sevens tournaments. As governor, he is supporting PNG RU with 500,000 kina. Godwin Eki, TV1 Sports.
Prime Minister James Marape, during the launching of the PNG RU strategic plan, encouraged the players to take up the government's second chance education that is provided by the government.
Education pathways was the encouragement Marape gave to the players when talking during the launching. He inspired the players not to only focus on sports, but also on education and find ways to do both for one's success in life. He said the government is now providing opportunity for sportsmen and women to also have the chance to study while following their passion and love for sports.
Pick up the second chance education our government is giving. And when you play sport, when you train, you do nothing, then rugby union can be an incubating hub of second chance education to many of our youths in our country, play sports, go to school, and hopefully we could then link them into productive pursuits in life.
He said while as individuals, becoming professional athletes also requires us to have education not just as a backup, but something that one can fall back on as life after sport or in the sense of career pathways for the future. He added as government of the day, they are there to help and support sportsmen and women. He said it is only fitting that the government has tried to get education and sports to work side by side.
That is why you saw us parking the sporting ministry with the higher education ministry. And it just had me trying to link the two. As in the sport, upgrade all the marks to grade 12. And if you have a study going, let us know what study you're doing. And we hopefully through that we could engage so that you keep on studying and keep on doing sport and hopefully into the future.
He said rugby union can be an incubating hub where many of the youths can play sports and also go to school. In terms of rugby union, he encouraged the players to play their best game and not worry so much about winning. Godwin Eki, TV1 Sports.
Member for Goilala William Sam during the launching pledged 10,000 kina to support PNG Rugby Football Union. The 10,000 kina will go towards the development of rugby union in Goilala district. He has called on the PNG RFU President Paul Siwi to fill out appropriate documents.
My need for developing Goilala, Midla by putting on the 10,000 towards this program. And commerce and industry will put 200,000 for this course. Those children and girls and boys at the back, they are victims of politics in the court of rugby. Please, give me Lucy this last side now. I have one purpose, is to make sure we excel in this code of rugby.
Former Rabal Gurus flyer and utility back Chris Jerry is looking forward to his second stunt with Gulf Province franchise PRK Gulf ISO in the 2022 Digicel Cup season.
Chris Jerry, or CJ, comes from Eastern Britain and Milne Bay parentage. He was a product of the schoolboys program before joining the Gurias Academy during Michael Marum's tenure with the Gurias. There, he made his breakthrough to Digicel Cup level while a student at Kokopo Secondary. He last played for the Gurias 3 years ago and was only playing at the club level and off-season nines tournaments to keep himself fit and interested in the game. Jerry decided to make a comeback to Digicel Cup last year when he joined ISO during the 2021 season after relocating to Port Moresby. With his wealth of experience, he was able to lead and guide the young boys around the park. With the 2022 season looming, Jerry is back at training with the Gulf franchise and looking forward to a big season. With his Guri experience, Jerry has vowed to mentor and continue to impart his knowledge and share his experience with the team on and off the field. Jerry also revealed former Gurias Eliakim Lukara and John Ephraim joining the Gulf ISO this season. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And that ends the news tonight. Remember to apply the following simple measures to prevent transmission of the coronavirus. Regularly wash your hands with soap and water, cough or sneeze into your elbow, and exercise social distancing. If you are feeling sick, please stay at home. You can also call the COVID-19 hotline number for more information or assistance. Pleasant viewing. Bye for now.